In the higher education space, I'll be talking about Asia Pacific International College and Victoria University today. And another important part of the group, which is all related to what we're doing today, is ECA Professional. So after you graduate from a selected number of courses, you'll be able to go into ECA Professional Year, or you'll also be able to look at internships through our student placement division. So Victoria University, Sydney. I guess the first thing that I'll talk about is a little bit about the block model. So VU has become quite innovative in terms of delivering the block model. So traditional university space, you do 4 subjects side by side, 4 sets of assignments, 4 lots of exams, all that kind of stuff. But with the block model, you're doing 1 subject at a time, one subject at a time with complete concentration on that particular subject. Easiest way to explain this one is to pop on a video, so I'll just pop that on now.
We've been teaching the same way for hundreds of years now, but the world around us has changed, and along with it, employer and industry needs. So at VU, we change the way you learn with our Australian first block model. Traditional deadlines of 4 units at once. Instead, the VU has you focus on 1 unit at a time. Each year will be broken into semesters. Each semester will be broken into blocks, which run for 4 weeks. You focus on 1 unit in each block, completing all your assessments for the next. So, instead of this, VU's block model looks like this. The block model offers you flexible study options, support from 1 teacher per unit, and practical hands-on methods that prepare you for your future. So when you study at VU, you know you'll get the support and skills you need to succeed.
So pretty exciting. The first university in Australia to deliver with this particular model, and the success rates there. So we went from the VU Melbourne experience, 72% pass rate from 2017 to 90% in block 1 in 2018 and 85% in this the block after that. The Sydney experience has been very, very similar. So we've had really, really good results in Sydney. A little bit of a story as to what happened. So the block model came in pretty much the same week as what the pandemic and all the lockdown kind of started in Australia. So I think we had a few panicky lecturers and academic staff here at the moment going, oh man, we're changing the method of delivery. We're also doing it online. So big testament to the efforts of the academic staff at VU for not only delivering the change in delivery method, but also I guess going on to the online mode as well because of the pandemic. But the results have been fantastic. The good news is postgraduate is moving into the block model from 2021. Less stress, so 1 unit at a time, more focused on an approach to learning and assessment. So more access to your teachers. Flexibility, so each unit typically has 3 3-hour or 4-hour blocks face-to-face teaching per week over scheduled 3 days. Confidence through collaboration, and to find your feet in Australia for the first time and develop skills to help you succeed in the workplace. One of the other key things here for the block model is there's no final exams, and the turnaround time of assessments is really, really fast because the blocks actually kick in very quickly after that. In terms of the scholarship for 2021 for Victoria University in Sydney, it's a 20% scholarship for the first year, followed by a 10% scholarship for second year onwards. So the way that that works is Diploma of Business Enterprise and Diploma of IT, regularly 9,920, after scholarship 7,936 for the Bachelor of IT, Bachelor of Accounting, and Bachelor of Business Information Systems, 11,330, down to $9,064 after scholarship. Masters of Applied IT, Masters of Professional Accounting, and Masters of Enterprise Resource Planning Systems, 12,670, down to 10,136. So what we've got there is to retain that 10% scholarship in the second year. There are need to maintain 60% weighted average marks to retain that scholarship. For students that are currently sitting offshore, we are offering 100% offshore scholarship for English for academic purposes, learn from home. This is available for students the subcontinent. It's also available for APIC, which I'll talk about right now. So APIC, APIC is for students that are looking for higher education at a very affordable price. So APIC, we do have campuses in Sydney. The campus will be in Parramatta, just opposite the train station, level 6, number 1 Fitzwilliam Street. We also have a campus down in Melbourne as well, so there's flexibility for destination as well. We're offering a Masters of Project Management and Business, and that is 8,985 per semester, 35,940 altogether. For students in the undergraduate space, you look at, we've got a Diploma of Business Information Systems and a Diploma of, we also have a Bachelor of Business and a Bachelor of Business Information Systems. Per trimester, it's $6,000 per semester, and we do have seats available at the moment. So we've just had our capacity increased as of Thursday last week, so it's very exciting for. I know that Shios was actually quite excited with the APIC seats becoming available because it is really popular.
Great,
So,
actually.
yeah, very exciting. The market's been waiting for it for quite some time, and it's certainly a number of popular courses for our students in particular, for our campuses either in Melbourne or Parramatta. And I believe that we're the first higher education provider out of the university to have the campus in Parramatta. And one of the key advantages there is it's right in the heart of the subcontinental community as well. And as you know, Parramatta is very much a growth suburb around the place. The COE deposit for offshore, so the first year tuition fee, plus the cover and any other incidentals. ECA college, so college has traditionally been a bit of a pathway program for students, either vet or graduate diplomas through to higher education. Graduate management, learning, and the way that this one works is we've got intake throughout the year. next one, early next year. I believe I've also got an intake in January as well. Duration, 4 terms, approximately 12 months. 8 units, 2 core and 6 electives. Campuses in Sydney and Melbourne. We're offering a fairly decent scholarship there as well, $12,000 for the year. Type of subjects that you'd be studying are up on the screen now. So variety of different things there, and it is designed to take you from graduate 1 year into the 2nd year of the master's at APIC. I've got the graduate diploma, so student with engineering background looking at continuing in that particular space. Very, very similar. Very similar. So basically same intake dates, same duration, 10 units of study, 3 course electives, Sydney and Melbourne, and tuition fee of $20,000 usually for the year, but $1 scholarship, which takes down to 18K for the year, 9K. Type of subjects that you're seeing here, there's 10, all in the engineering space. Also designed to take students from the 1st year so engineering at ECA College through to what are the entry requirements for the graduate diploma? Applicants must have a bachelor degree, overall 6. All bands of 6.0 in IELTS. The graduate is a little bit more competitive there. IBT 75 with a minimum of 20, writing minimum of 21, and what have we got? A PE overall of 51. So page to apply, just paperwork, team guy, and make a recommendation to which course would be of his study. There'll be a few exciting new courses coming through at VUL, so watch this space. Can't really release what they are at the moment, but there is new stuff on 2021 as well. And we're also looking at a few additional vocational programs as well as possible pathways into the APIC undergraduate space. So I'd just like to note as well that you do have access to your, there is a Q&A chat panel available for you. So if you've got any questions about the Australia with COVID, which Shayas and I will have a bit of a chat about anyway. So does anyone have any questions there at all? So Shayas, is it on your heart at the moment? So at the moment,
it's very set. The city is completely empty, look empty, and there's some restriction in this. And public transport also look very empty. This morning when I traveled from the public transport was it wasn't that busy. So
different factors there. It's not necessarily completely COVID, but this 1 week or a couple of days out from kind of the typical situation. So I'd normally be training on there. I'd normally be in on the train, but yeah, as you can tell from the pictures behind, I'm actually working from my home office today. Okay, so we've got a couple of, wow, Abdul, day 2, you're on fire again. Excellent. So we've got a couple of really good questions. How many classes per in the block model? So like I mentioned, there's usually 3 days per week. Course. There's usually 4 per week for the IT courses. Is eligible for 100% EAP. Offshore. Academic reasons, or they want to use it for a holding pattern to do something positive while the borders actually open. What are the benefits of EAP? I guess I probably should have talked about it a little bit there. What are the benefits? The key there, are you learning the techniques and skills that you need within higher education? You're learning how to avoid plagiarism, which seems to be a big one with international students. What else are we looking at doing? We're looking at report structure versus essay structure. We're looking at how to give a presentation effectively, and those kind of things. All the kind of skills which come in handy for life in Australia. I think some of the key differences, I guess, between education systems in the subcontinent versus the education system in Australia. In Australia, you're really encouraged to actually express your opinions and those kind of things, and back up your opinions with the theories that have already been studied. Whereas, correct me if I'm wrong, Shayas, in India and various other countries around the subcontinent, it's kind of passive. You're not meant to develop your opinion. You're meant to listen to the lecturer type thing. Whereas you're encouraged in Australia actually to have develop your own opinion, but justify it through the theory.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
That's true.
Okay. So hang on, Abdul. Come on again. Student like to enroll in bachelor degree, but instead of 51, you got, yep. Okay. Got 51 in PTE, got 48. I needs 51, got 48. Yes, please enroll him in EAP if he's offshore. And that's available when you go through the application portal. All you need to select is the online campus, and that will take care of that particular situation. So we've answered that one. Done. Yeah, so we're a couple of days out from Christmas here. So we're just, I guess, seeing what actually happens in terms of COVID. There was a bit of an outbreak on the northern side of the city. Luckily in a location where it is semi-isolated and quite self-contained, just because of the nature of the area as well. So I think everyone's monitoring what's happening in the news day by day now, just to make a, I don't know, assessment and that kind of thing. I think at the moment, typically around Christmas time, there's a lot of family get-togethers and trips to the beach and camping and all those kind of things, because we're going into the summer period, and there's a lot of nervous people that have potentially booked holidays that are waiting for we're waiting for that to clear up so they can enjoy their holidays. Can a student with commerce background commerce background get into Bachelor of Management Information Systems? I believe the answer would be yes. but you need to justify it because there's a bit of a split down the middle. So I guess the easiest way to talk about this one is talk about the difference between IT and information systems. Information systems typically has a number of management courses built in. And one of the key advantages of having management courses built in is students learn the terminology, which is common within management and business. And I guess being in the IT space, everyone with IT or interacting with businesses. So under terminology is actually very, very important. Okay. So any other questions that your students typically have been asking?
And Stefan, the another thing, like number of countries they have stopped the flight to UK. Even India also have stopped the flight to UK for up till 31st of December, and that's virus has mutated, and we don't know that uh, what's a possibility and how it's gonna be affected.
Yeah, look, I think a little bit of a loaded question there, I guess, but I think you've highlighted a few issues, I guess, which is what is happening in the world. There's a lot of unknowns, a lot of wait and see, a lot of this time last week, I think even in Sydney, the Sydney example is last week we were pretty chilled about the whole COVID thing. We're all masking up and that kind of stuff, but we hadn't had any kind of activity. We hadn't had any kind of COVID activity for quite some time, and then it appeared basically as part of an unknown. And I think the UK has had some challenges for a couple of months at the moment. So I think countries are adjusting. Even states in Australia are adjusting, and it's I guess one of the things with this whole COVID experience has been the need to be agile and dynamic in decision making. So what you were thinking about yesterday and how we were communicating yesterday is very different to what it may be in 2 weeks' time or a month's time, or that kind of thing. So we've had another couple of questions that have popped up. Graduate Diploma of Engineering, is it 1 year? Yes, it is 1 year. Okay, so we've answered that one. Graduate Diploma of Engineering, 1 year. Is there any campus of Victoria or ECA in regional area? Not at the moment. So we've got campuses, a variety of campuses in Brisbane. Got quite a few campuses in Sydney, and a number of different products in Melbourne as well. Regional, it is a bit of an opportunity, but then the opportunity to find work and be self-funded in regional areas could be a bit of a challenge. And so that's something that all students need to consider making their final decision as to their study destination. Okay, so scholarship for VU, I've just shared that one as per the request that just come up on screen. So it is quite a competitive scholarship, available for all intakes in 2021. One of the key things of the block model as well is it allows us to have additional intakes through the year because we've got more block commencement periods as well throughout the year. Any other questions that your students have been asking, Shayas? Or typically what comes up in consultations and that kind of thing?
That's kind of what's coming in consultation.
Yeah, so I think the key thing there is, and I was mentioning this in our discussion yesterday as well. Now, and students are typically, or what agents have been telling me is students are reluctant to actually start that application process. I would encourage students to get their paperwork in now, because the indicators are there from the government. Students that actually have got their visa while they're waiting for the borders to open will have first preference to come back in once the borders do open. Can I give you an